All right, class. Here is our first example on note 7.3. Our first example, if you look at it, the first question you're going to ask yourself is, which one of the theorems do I need to use? So I highlighted the information that I have, and once you highlight the information that you have, then you can see that it looks like the very first page, this one here. So I even labeled it the same color, yellow, red, and blue. Okay, so here I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put 9 over x equals x over 4. All right, then I cross multiply. When I cross multiply, what do I get? Good. And some people, they try to say that that's 2x because they add the x's. It's not 2x. It's x to the second power. So put x squared equals 36. Now what do? Excellent. You find the square root of both sides. So I'm just going to rewrite that here. So x equals 6. Now, folks, x really does equal positive or negative 6. So why does that not work? Cannot have a negative distance. Excellent. Okay, now take a look at this one. Okay. They're asking me to find both pieces of the hypotenuse and the altitude. So I have to find x, y, and z on this one.
Does that mean you have to use all of the theorems?
Right. Well, you're going to have to use some different information. Okay, so let's do this in pieces. Can I start off with x? Can I find x first? Okay, x, to find it, I'm going to need the short leg of the small triangle. Do I have the short, well, x is the short leg of the small triangle. And to find short leg, I would use short leg, but that means that I would need this piece right here. Do I have that information? Okay, so I can't use that. So I'm going to go with, look at y. Can I find y first? Y happens to be the long leg of the medium triangle. So do I have the hypotenuse of the medium? Okay, so I have enough information that I can set up a proportion. So let's find, I'm going to draw a line here. And the very first thing I'm going to do is find y. Okay, I'm going to use long leg to find y. So that's going to be the hypotenuse of the large triangle, which is 32, over the long leg of the large triangle. So that's going to be 28 equals, and then where does 28 go again? Remember, these two are the same. So that's going to be 28 over, what goes here? Now all I have to do is cross multiply. So you all have calculators. So this one's easy. That's just going to be 32y equals, well, what's 28 times 28? Good, 784. Now what do I do to both sides? Okay, so y, divide by 32, divide by 32. I get y equals, awesome, 24.5. Let's go ahead and write that over here, 24.5. Now, do I need a theorem to find x? Look carefully at your diagram. No. Why?
30. You just do 32 and minus 24.5.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to write that down for everybody else. I know that x plus y equals 32 because this is the short piece, this is the long piece of the whole hypotenuse. So those two pieces add up to be 32. I'm going to plug in x plus 24.5 equals 32. So when you look back at your notes, you're going to figure out where this came from. So now we're going to do what Miles told us. We're going to subtract 24.5 from both sides. So minus 24.5 minus 24.5. What do you get? 7.5. So I'm going to write that up here. Okay, so now this was find x. Alright, Now, I'm going to need another proportion, but do I have enough information now? Okay, so this is the altitude one, because I have both pieces of the hypotenuse. So now I'm looking for the altitude. So I'm going to put the small piece. This is find z. So small piece is 7.5 over altitude equals altitude over long piece, 24.5. Cross multiply. What do I get? Big number, big yucky number. Who has it? What do you got? 183.75. Okay, 183.75. Okay, what do I do to both sides now? Excellent. Square root both sides. Z squared equals the square root of 183.75. So plug that into your calculator. And it's going to be approximately, because it's going to be a yucky number. So Z is approximately, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. 13.6. Excellent. We did what we were told. We found X, Y, and Z. And we only had to set up two proportions. So always look for the easy shortcuts. Okay, so, all right. Tell whether the triangle is right. Do you remember the right triangle test? You had to do it on your homework in 7.1 and 7.2. Okay, flip your paper over on the back, and it's the type of triangle test. Okay, so I have it on the board over there. You're going to write c squared. You're going to put a big giant circle, a squared plus b squared. So it looks like the Pythagorean theorem, but backwards. And if you don't write the c on the left-hand side, then your answer will be wrong. So you got to set it up this way. If you plug in all the values and you figure out that the left side equals the right side, then it's a right triangle. If it is greater, if the left side is greater than the right side, then we know it's obtuse. If it's less than, it's acute. Okay, so that's the information we're going to use. We're going to flip this over, and we're going to use c squared, big giant circle, equals a squared plus b squared. We're going to plug in all the information. Here's the right angle that didn't show up, so put the right angle there. Which one is going to be the c? Good, this one right there. The 4 rad 13. Put that in parentheses, and when you plug it into your calculator, you also have to put that in parentheses. Big giant circle. Oops, I didn't mean to put an equal sign. And then 8 squared plus 12 squared. Okay, plug this into your calculator. Practice, everybody needs to practice plugging it into their calculator. Come up and get one. Okay, ready? This is how you do it. Sweetheart, you are moving like a herd of turtles. Come on. Okay. Start off with the parentheses. Parentheses. 4. I need to see you punching in. I'm looking for everybody punching in. Parentheses. 4. Second square root. And notice how when you do that, it opens up another parentheses. So you're going to have to close it twice. Because now you have 2 open, so you have to close twice. So then you put in 13, close parentheses again, enter. What do you get? No. Oh, square it. My bad. Okay. I forgot to tell you to square it. Okay, so type it in again. Parentheses 4, rad 13, close parentheses twice, squared. You get 208. Is that what you got, Miles? 208? Okay. All right, then I get 64, because 8 squared is 64. What's 12 squared? 144. Add those together. Okay, so when you get the left side equaling the right side, then we know it is a right triangle. So this is yes. So it says, tell whether it's a right triangle. Yes, it is. If so, find the length of the altitude to the hypotenuse. Give both the exact answer and the rounded answer. Decimal. All decimals should be rounded to the nearest thousandths. Okay, so here, what that means is we have to draw the altitude from the right angle and label X, Y, and Z, just like we did above. Okay, so that's what it means that you have to do. So everybody draw a segment from this right angle straight over to the base and put a right angle sign. The short one's going to be X, the medium is going to be Y, and the altitude is going to be Z. X, Y, and Z. Okay, so find X. To find X, we have to use, X is the short leg, so we have to use the short leg. So we're going to put the hypotenuse of the large, which is 4 rad 13, over the short leg of the large triangle, 8, equals the hypotenuse of the small over the short leg, which is X. Cross multiply. You get 4 rad 13x equaling 64. 64 divided by 4 rad 13. First of all, what is 64 divided by 4? 16? Okay, so what your exact answer is 16 divided by rad 13. We cannot leave a radical in the bottom, so remember you have to rationalize the denominator. That just means multiply the top and the bottom both by rad 13. So your exact answer is going to be 16 rad 13 over 13. Now, it also said, give me your decimal answer rounded to the nearest thousandth. So that's what you plug into your calculator. Plug that into your calculator, 16 rad 13, enter, and then divide that answer by 13. You get X is approximately 4 point what? What's nearest thousandths? How many decimal places is that? 3. So what should it say? 4 point what? 4.37. Oh, 4.37? I thought I heard somebody say 4.4. 4.37 what? 6? Okay. There you go. Alright, so there's X. Oh, it was 5? Okay. I can't hear. 4 point. Oh, okay. Is that better? Alright, moving on. Okay, so next I'm going to use this space over here. Over here, I need to find Y. Y is the long leg, so use long leg. Okay, so hypotenuse, always start off with the hypotenuse. 4 rad 13 over the long leg, which is 12, equals the hypotenuse of the medium over y. Cross multiply. You get 4 rad 13 times y equals what? Good, 144. Divide both sides by 4 rad 13. What is 144 divided by 4? Plug it in. 144 divided by 4. What'd you get? 36. Okay, so this is 36 divided by rad 13. Can I leave a radical in the bottom? So you put the radical up top. So that's going to be 36 rad 13 over 13. That's considered to be your exact answer. Now plug that into your calculator. Y is approximately what? It's not 5. What is it? I got 9.9 something. 9.985. Okay. Last one. Number 3. Find Z. This time we're use the altitude. So that's going to be I'm going to go ahead and use the rounded answers. 4.438 over Z equals Z over 9.985. Good. Plug it into your calculator. Z squared equals something really ugly. What is it? Say it again. Okay, now square root that. So Z is going to be approximately 6.656. There you go. Okay, I want you to do that one by yourself, and you'll bring it into class. And then I want you to do this one by yourself and bring it into class. So those two you're doing on your own. Okay, so you guys have about 10 minutes, and I'm going to check to make sure you have it done.